Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some news that was recently released around Tesla. And as we all know, that relates to Tesla stock as well. Anytime we get some good news pieces released around Tesla, it's going to give people an idea of whether they should be purchasing the stock right now, what potential we're looking at for the future of the company, and things like that. So as always, with the larger news pieces, we see a bigger influence, and then with the ones like these, we may not see like a direct correlation between a movement and the news piece. But still, it's information investors should know, and that's why I do these videos. So as always, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Plus, it gives you guys a chance to do a good deed for the day. But just talking about this news piece so far today, and also just addressing the current share price, we are at an all-time high of $2,009 almost. It's $2,008.95. So the share price has absolutely skyrocketed over this past week. We're up 20.79% just for the past week. And for the past month, if we start it down here, we're up over 30%. So we're talking about some crazy growth right here. And although I knew Tesla would eventually skyrocket like this once again, it's still just crazy to see it happening. But we have a bunch of other events coming up in addition to just the stock split. Now keep in mind, the stock split is what has really propelled this movement upwards over this past few days. As we know, Tesla was at $13.75 before that stock split was announced. Now it's at $2,000. So that's over a $600 gain just in a matter of a few days because of that announcement of a stock split. So keep in mind, this is just one of the few events that we have coming up over the next few months. First off, we have the S&P 500 inclusion. If that does actually happen, that could be another one that propels the stock upwards because, as we know, firms will have to start buying in because it'll be part of the S&P 500. But one of the big pieces of news that we have been waiting for what seems like forever, I know that it was supposed to happen way back in April. They delayed it to May, then they delayed it to June, and then it was delayed to July. And then finally, they gave us a solid date, which is September 22nd. That's Battery Investor Day. And that's where they're really going to go in depth on discussing batteries and production and things along those lines. So as we know in the past, we had an autonomy day with them talking about the full self-driving technology just last year. And I remember actually looking back at the chart for Tesla back at that time period. I can't remember the exact date right now, but I looked back at that chart to see if there was a significant movement after that day, and I don't believe I remember seeing anything super crazy. It seemed like people didn't really react much to that event in terms of the share price actually going up a really large amount. For those investors that were paying attention, that's kind of a good thing because that means that they got a big piece of news and more knowledge on Tesla that they didn't know previously, yet the stock price didn't go up, meaning they could use that knowledge to their advantage and put more money into that stock while it was low. Now, I think it could be a little bit different this time around. Keep in mind, it's not guaranteed that we'll see a positive movement upwards after Battery Day and all of these announcements, but there's a lot more people paying attention this time around. There's a lot more Tesla investors. So this news piece is a little different from Battery Day, but it all relates together in the sense that we're talking about batteries. So let's go ahead and check out this article by Teslarati, and then I'll get into some further discussion of the news. So as you can see, this article is by Teslarati and author Joey Klinder. So as always, thank you for the information. You guys are awesome. And this article states Tesla battery production to increase with new $100 million Panasonic investment. So in the past, a lot of us understand that Panasonic has been involved with Tesla, and there has been a little bit of collaboration over these past few years between Tesla and Panasonic. So let's go ahead and check out this article. And as I said, this is kind of associated with Battery Day as well. We may be seeing some overlap in material in terms of what we're talking about right now and what will be revealed on Battery Day. And I have to mention, one of the biggest things right now is that Tesla needs to expand battery production because as they start to sell more and more vehicles, they need more batteries for those vehicles. And if we want to really be vertically integrated, if Tesla really wants to emphasize that vertical integration in optimization and efficiency, then they're going to have to produce their own batteries at a larger scale. And that's kind of what this article relates to. And I think Battery Day is going to involve a little bit of that discussion as well, because right now, as we know, there's a lot of demand from nickel. Even Elon Musk has went out on podcasts with Joe Rogan and things like that and said, if you can mine nickel, we will pay for it. So I would actually be really interested to see Tesla collaborating or maybe even purchasing some mining companies that will just purely mine nickel. And that would just be another level of potential vertical integration that I would love to see. but honestly, I don't know if that'll actually happen, but it could be a decent idea. But just getting into this article, it does mention that Tesla has received a $100 million investment by Panasonic, and the goal of this is to help them increase battery production at Gigafactory number 1, which is the location in Nevada, which is just mainly focused on battery production. That's really what that whole factory is all about. And so right here it states it will increase by 1 production line to 14 total lines because of this $100 million investment, and that also increases production capacity by 10%, and according to this article, will bring the production rate to 39 gigawatt hours per year. So this is actually a pretty significant increase from 1 production line to 14 lines. That's a big difference between the two. And keep in mind, yeah, we know Tesla is worth billions and billions of dollars right now, but still a $100 million investment, that's still a lot of money and a lot of capital for them to utilize. And keep in mind, it was even a big deal with the announcement of basically saving like $65 million on taxes with them having the Gigafactory in Austin, Texas. They basically cut out a big nice deal with that where they were saving $65 million. So keep in mind, the location alone of the next Gigafactory was based off of like a $65 million savings. So I think this $100 million investment is going to go to some good use because Tesla knows to take advantage of a situation when they have a little bit more capital coming in. And I don't think they're going to waste that investment. I think they'll utilize it very wisely. And then here's a really important part of this article as well. It says the goal of this increase in cell storage capacity contributes to Tesla's desire to increase its 2710 battery cell density by 20% within the next 5 years. So as we know, when we talk about declining cost curves on the batteries, that's what they're discussing. Increasing battery density, which in total, the goal of Tesla in terms of battery production is to make it more cost effective. So over time, hopefully, as they produce on the larger scale as well, it will become cheaper for them to produce, yet also increasing mileage for their vehicles. So you really get the best of both worlds as it becomes cheaper for Tesla farther and farther on into the future. And it also provides more value to the customer, in which the vehicles have more mileage the farther and farther on they get into advancing this technology. And as it says right here, just like we discussed just a few seconds ago, it's emphasizing that the reasoning for this deal is mostly caused by the increase in demand for the automaker's electric cars. So like I said, as demand gets higher and higher for the cars, there has to start being more battery production than there was previously. So that's really the goal of this. That's how Tesla really capitalizes on this market right now. As we know, they're advantaged in many positions, but where they really capitalize on this is when they can manage to do it at a large scale and then also provide a high quality product for the cheapest amount possible. And that's the goal of Tesla. And even Elon Musk himself has said that the main issue that he has right now is that he wants it to be more affordable. So as they're able to produce these things on a larger scale and improve the batteries, then that goes on that timeline of helping Teslas become more affordable in the future. We're talking farther into the future, like a couple of years, but as time goes on and as things get produced at a larger scale, then it makes things become a little bit more affordable, which is exactly what Elon Musk is looking for. And so right here, it basically says what I just mentioned, talking about the increase of battery production has contributed to the drop in pricing for its cars. So that's exactly what I was just talking about earlier. So like I said, the larger scale the battery production, the cheaper it is to produce them. Therefore, that's a cheaper major component used in creating the cars for the customers. So once they're able to do things on a larger scale, it becomes cheaper for customers. It's a win-win for both Tesla and the customers. And honestly, all of this news gets me really excited, and I can't wait to watch the Battery Investor Day conference online. I feel like there's going to be so many golden nuggets of information that we can pick up on, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk hints at a few things and just doesn't directly say them, but we get a few hints as to what we could see in the future on some other aspects, in addition to just batteries. So I'm really excited about this whole event. And leading up to this, I just thought some of you all would be interested in this news piece. As for one thing, an investment like that is something to take note of. And then it also just contributes to that business expansion of Tesla totally scaling their business right now, which is something that I love to see. That's one of the most important things for a growing company, which is to scale your business and use all of your money wisely to grow it further. And scaling a business is one of the major components for growth, as I mentioned. And this is something that we've seen in the past with Amazon, we saw it with Google, we saw it with Apple, and this is something where I really see a lot of potential with Tesla, not only in just the battery sector of their business, but also scaling their business in other parts as well, whether it's solar, other renewable energy products, or if we're talking about the electric vehicles themselves in terms of full self-driving software, creating new versions of FSD chips and things like that. So there's a lot of potential for growth when they're really focused on that scaling aspect of the business. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button, and also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below with my referral link. If you sign up with my link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, if you use my link and deposit $100, you'll get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400, and you can take that $100 right back out. So it's really no expense to you, except you have to put that $100 in there temporarily. So that's nice passive income opportunities for you all. Just thought I'd let you know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.